Welcome, seriously welcome to a John Legg fragrance review. You know what, you are so welcome to this channel, and you know what, for me, if one person watches it or whether a million people watch it, that bit is irrelevant. As long as that one person watches it, I've shared it with you on YouTube, and that for me is a massive result, because this is a hobby. I don't get paid for this. There's no promotions, there's no advertising, there's nothing like that. For me, it is my honour and my privilege to tell you how I find these fragrances and whether possibly it will work for you. And if you go away with a bit of an idea, a bit of a confirmation, or something you might want to try or something you might want to avoid, that for me is a massive result. So thank you for coming to this channel, and I appreciate your time. We're going to look at one today which is from the house of Calvin Klein. Okay, most people will have heard of it. Here we go, it's Calvin Klein. Let's see if we can get you. Okay, Euphoria Men. Let's have a cheeky spray and try and talk you through it. Okay, for once I haven't got a massive amount to say about this fragrance. It's slightly spicy, slightly fresh, and it's very manly. Okay, in fact, if I was to summarize it very briefly for you, it's a classic gentleman's scent. 100 ml eau de toilette. Now this will cost you around about 30, maybe £35 tops. Okay, so how does the smell come across? Right, it's quite energetic because it's got sort of gingery peppery note at the top. It's quite sweet because it's got like a nice sort of cedar wood in the middle, and it's got that earthy vibe. It's got a bit of patchouli, a little bit of amber, and a little bit of sort of darker woods in the bottom. Okay, it's a very classic sort of scent. Okay, it doesn't break any new ground. It's not groundbreaking at all. In fact, for me, it's kind of quite a generic sort of scent. In terms of whether it's male or female, okay, it's called Euphoria Men. It doesn't even give a whiff of unisex. This is a very manly scent. Okay, the performance. Now, this is where it really sort of goes downhill. Because whilst the smell is quite nice, it's not anything particularly special, but it's quite nice, the performance on my skin is dismal. If I get an hour of being able to get little whiffs of it, maybe an hour and a half tops, that's it. Okay, it doesn't really project. It scarcely sort of gives scarcely gives a scent bubble, and it doesn't particularly. Nobody's ever commented while I've been wearing it. So for me, the performance kind of kills this one. But the smell, yeah, the smell's good. All right. If you were thinking about, oh, who should I buy it for? It's not a teenage fragrance. It's not that sort of youthful vibe at all. It's more sort of late 20s plus. So if you were considering buying this for your dad or someone, an older sort of guy, it would be great, and it's a fairly good value. Although, hand on heart, there's plenty of other fragrances for that sort of price that perform way better than this. So smell great, performance pretty dismal. While we're at it, let's have a quick cheeky look at the other side, as it were. Euphoria for Women. Wacky looking bottle. Let's have a cheeky spray and try and talk you through this one. Okay. I have to be honest. See, this is a... where are we? This is 100 ml, and this is an eau de perfume, whereas the other one, the men's one, is eau de toilette. On my skin, I get quite a respectable sort of 3.5 hours of this one, the women's one. And I have to be perfectly honest, it's not a pretty delicate sort of florally sort of scent, although there's obviously florals in there. It's quite a sort of an elegant woman's scent. And I would say, realistically, if you were buying this for your wife, for your mistress, for your partner, whatever, she would have to only appreciate it if she was sort of 25 plus. It's not really a teenage girl sort of scent because it's got that elegantness to it. Yes, it's got some nice fruits at the top, it's got some nice florals, but realistically, because of the woods in here, and the woods are quite a sort of, they're not particularly a light wood, they're quite a dark wood. They sort of, this is the crazy thing. I would confidently wear this. It almost goes unisex, the one for the women. Whereas the men's Euphoria is 100% for a guy. This one, and let me tell you a story. I took this to work, sprayed it for a few of the women, and they're sort of older sort of women, and they all went, yeah, it's great, it's nice, it's just a classic women's sort of scent, nothing special, but yeah, I'd wear it sort of thing. I sprayed it for the guys. Now, obviously, I didn't tell them what it was when I sprayed it for them, and I'd say about 80% of the guys sort of went, it's all right, I wouldn't particularly choose it, but I would wear it sort of thing. And then, of course, I revealed to them that it was for the women, and they sort of went, "Oh, okay, I'm not too sure about that one." But there were a handful of guys. There was two or three guys who actually sort of said, "You know what, Leggy, I would wear that. That's quite nice." So, as ridiculous as it sounds, and if someone like Mansera launched this, they would class it as unisex. It's perfectly good for a sort of middle-aged to older woman, but realistically, it's almost a unisex sort of fragrance. I've enjoyed it. I wouldn't particularly have it in my collection. I've been lent this one, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But in terms of its performance as an eau de perfume, you get a respectable 3.5 hours out of this one. Not a massive projection, but a reasonable good scent bubble out of it. So there we go. I can't particularly honestly recommend the men's because of its bad performance, but the women's, as long as you're buying it for an older sort of woman, it would be perfect as a present for them. So I hope you appreciate this video. I hope you realise it's from the heart, it's honest, and I really hope that you have learnt something from it, maybe. And if you would consider a cheeky thumbs up, a subscription, drop me a comment, whatever you want to do, I would really appreciate that. So stay safe. Spray that fragrance every single day, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.